So in the last video, I was super proudly saying, oh, I'm finished. I finished this section of the building. And it's true, I finished it somehow, because actually after shooting it and after saying it, I just realized, well, I have to texture it all and I have to paint it all and I have to put filler maybe in between the stones. I don't know. So there's still a lot more work to do. But one of the first things that I want to do is take this little rock and texture it all so that at least all the stones in this part of the sections are textured. And then we're going to discover which is the next project that I'm taking. Well, actually, you already probably know because of the title of this video, but I don't know it yet, so look at what I found. It's almost a full board of foam. Yes, it has some cement from, this is a leftover from a construction, and I saw it has this. I will have to scrape it, but other than that, it's perfect. I asked if I could take it. They said yes, so perfect, because I was almost running out of scrap pieces, actually. I was thinking that I want to continue with this part of the building. I want to make this fountain, but I don't know exactly how. So I've been fishing around the house to see if I could find a container that I could use to hold the water. And I found this that now has all my little paints. It's good because of the size, but it's too tall. And if I put my 20 centimeters figurine here, I could build a couple stairs so that it's higher. But I don't know if this is exactly what I wanted. Then I was thinking on different options. I could raise the whole thing so that this could go low. I could cut this and make it lower. I don't know. It's not exactly the best option, and I don't see it now. I don't see it. Like, sometimes you just go and you see your next move. And in this case, I'm just not seeing. So I know I want to build something that is impressive. And what I see here is that it's not going to turn impressive. So another option would be to find a better container. And I found this that could be a better container. It's still tall, but not as tall as the other one. If I put my 20 figurine here, you can see that it's not as tall. I could build just a platform around instead of the stairs. So I could use this, but I still don't see it. And I think I need to let it rest, get my sister here and discuss it together. Maybe she will be able to see it. I've also asked ChatGPT, which sometimes gives you very good ideas, but today it was not helping. I ask around here in the family, but sometimes they give me great ideas and sometimes they are just like, I don't know, whatever you want. And that was not helpful today. So sometimes ideas come when you just keep working. So I've been working on cutting a bunch of stones because I will need way more to finish the full construction. So now that I have a lot of them, I thought, why not continue working on another section of the construction and let the fountain project sit and see if I continue working, if I will be able to come with an idea that satisfies me. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna continue with another section. From the last couple of hours, I've been creating those flat pieces with the foam cutter out of the foam that I had from the TV that I bought. Some pieces are bigger, some are smaller. And the idea is that now I'm gonna glue them and create a flat wall to create the new section. Let's first organize this so that I have a clean working area. Perfect, let's glue all the pieces. I've spent way too much time building those walls. Now they are done, and let me show you what I have. This small one is the side wall. This is gonna be the end wall, and then I have this one, and this is gonna be the front wall with this door here. I am actually not gonna build a door. I'm gonna leave it open so that you can see inside. But yeah, this is how it looks. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some space there to be able to fit it together and see how it looks. A bunch of things here. Every time I clean, in 5 minutes I have it like this again. So I'm just not trying to fight it. I'm just, whenever I need to put things away, I will. And I'm not gonna bother by how it looks. And now I can move it that way because the rest of the building that I'm planning now is gonna grow this way. But it was the idea. Let me just put a couple of drops of glue and it's gonna hold in place, but it's gonna be easy to take out. I have been staring at this thing for the past 20 minutes, and on one side I feel super excited because it looks good, I like what I see, I am excited for where it's going, but on the other side I feel concerned because it's gonna be a lot of work and I have a lot of things to do this year, and if I do this, which is gonna end up fantastic, I know, but it means that some of the other things that I have to do will suffer, meaning that I will have to do them in a rush and maybe they will not end up being as impressive as this one. So it's always a balance, like, do I do one thing super nice, or do I do everything so-so, or do I join more people to this project, or what? So it's a strange feeling right now. I mean, I want to continue, I want to finish it, but my concern right now is how long is it gonna take and how am I gonna do the rest. Well, I had a low day that day and I had to let it sit for a couple of days and not work on it. So I came to the computer and I worked at the office because I need to create more figurines. I'm preparing a video for that. And then a couple of days later, I went back to it. Wouldn't it be cool if I could do and it was done? Well, the thing didn't work, so I had to continue working. I have all my pieces marked, and now I think if I take this one out, I think that what I'm gonna do is I will start gluing stones on that wall, and then I will continue with this wall because the viewer will see the interior from this angle here, and you can pretty much see everything, so I will have to cover it all. Probably behind this one is not gonna be needed, but for the rest, yes. So I'm gonna go start with that one. Yaba! Well, anyway, I will start with that one. And I know that at some point in one of the first videos, I said that I could disassemble everything and work flat, but then it is more difficult to keep everything square. So I decided that I will keep it glued. Even if it's gonna be harder to reach some spots when I have to paint or do other stuff, I think it's better to keep it assembled. And here I had another accident, a bigger accident this time. I was moving it around, and well, this is the weakest point that I have. So, yeah. I think it's time to glue it to a base. I'm gonna use the cardboard that I have there. Cardboard is not a sturdy base. I will probably have to switch to wood at some point, but for now, that's what I'm gonna use. And actually, I'm gonna measure and make sure that everything is square as I glue it so that I can build around it. Now, this base is not flat, so I'm gonna use some paint pots that I have to put some weight and keep it flat. And now that I have more foam, of course, I will be cutting more stones. I had questions about what material this is. I know I've said it in a previous video, but for all of you that are new, this is foam. The white one is XPS foam, and this blue or gray or pink one is expanded foam. You can buy full boards at any hardware store where they sell construction stuff, basically because this foam is used as insulation for construction. And if you go to any construction site, you will probably find scrap pieces. So I've reached this point so far. Now I'm gonna do those corner pieces with full stones. And now I need a wooden beam to go from one side to the other. So I'm gonna use this as the wooden beam, and I will have to cut this. For this to look like a wooden beam, I need to give it some texture. And the first thing I'm gonna do is bevel the edges. In some places I will do it more exaggerated. And now I'm gonna use a wire brush to give it some texture. And now it's time to fit it on and glue it. I need some textures on those stones, so I'm taking a little rock and I'm just pressing it, because foam takes texture very easily. Well, now everything is glued and secured in place. I hope that this will mean less accidents, but it also means that now I will have a harder time to reach that wall here because I still have to put all the stones there. This might be a bad idea, but I'm gonna try to tilt it so that I have a better access to the wall. I would like it lower, but I don't know if I can do that. Let's try this way. I am gonna put some weight to make sure it doesn't slide. I need stones, but I'm gonna texture them as I glue them so that I don't have to texture it afterwards. And that's it for today. If you have reached this point, I have a question for you. How many stones, how many individual stones do you think I used? I don't know, I'm gonna count them and I'm gonna reveal it on the next video, so subscribe and you'll know the answer.